Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel, and I'm here to talk to you about a Leeds United based sponsor on the channel, teamwallart.com. The link is in the description. Worldwide shipping, and it's unbelievable, guys. As I've told you before, this is the sort of stuff that you can get from these guys. My favourites on the end here, accused of everything, guilty of nothing since 1919. You can get this one for $5.99 if you buy another one for $7.99, and I did that. I've got the one of Marcelo Bielsa here, a beautiful image, really good quality as well, by the way, and of course the title winning boys. Some really good stuff on there, guys. As I said, the link is in the description. I went to these guys. I love this sort of stuff, and they are Leeds United fans. Go check it out. Enjoy the video. One Leeds is now sponsored by OneFootball. OneFootball is a really classy app. You can get all of your Leeds United updates on this app. You can get all the transfer news, injury news, match day news, and it really is top quality. The most downloaded app regarding football on the site, so make sure you go check it out. The link is in the description, and I hope you enjoy the video, guys. Yes, everybody, I hope you're doing fantastically well. We are back here with your Brighton and Hove Albion preview. A huge game for Leeds United at the weekend. Some may say the biggest game of the season for what it can mean. You know, Brighton getting back into it, Leeds pulling away, some key injuries for both teams, and we're going to get into it right now. As I just alluded to, guys, there are key injuries for both sides here. Graham Potter has come out and sort of announced that there's about 5 players missing for Brighton, including Aaron Connolly, Danny Welbeck, and a fair few others, which I'll flash up on screen now. Lamptey's probably the big one, the right back, who was just absolutely rapid, was released from either Chelsea or Arsenal when he was a kid. An unbelievable player, so quick, and I'm literally ecstatic that he's going to be missing from this one. Another big one as well. Potter also reported that Ben White has a thigh injury. Obviously, Brighton are playing Manchester City tonight. This is when this video has been recorded, but that's going to be really interesting to keep an eye on. I wouldn't take that too seriously, because we never know with the thigh injury whether or not it's a shorter grade, whether or not it's going to be a higher grade, higher impact. So that's going to mean that he's going to be out for a longer period of time. But yeah, so we know that there's a lot of Brighton players missing. The pivotal point for Brighton, though, is their recruitment over the past however many years they've been in the Premier League. 4 or 5 has been very good. They're a bulky side. They're a sort of a side with a lot of depth and a lot of quality in depth, and we're going to get into that in just a second. But Leeds United as well. Calvin Phillips, the big miss, but Liam Cooper, the captain of the side, does come back for Leeds United, but Calvin Phillips is a huge miss for me this game, as the midfield battle is going to be absolutely pivotal. Brighton are just such a weird team. I mean, at the start of the season when me and Rob Mulholland predicted the league table, I had Brighton in, I think it was 10th. Their squad depth, the amount of players they've got, which can really hurt opposition teams, the strength in terms of where they're built, and I really thought Brighton would do well. I don't really know what's going on at this moment in time. It seems to be a lot of chopping and changing from Graham Potter in terms of personnel in weird positions, but it's very weird, because every time I've watched them against Wolves, I've watched them against West Ham, I've watched them, against Arsenal. They've been the better team every single time, creating chances. They've just not had that shade of luck, and I think that's the key thing to focus on here. In terms of XGA, which is expected goals against, they're actually the 3rd sort of best in the league, just behind Manchester City and Liverpool. So it's been moments of brilliance from opposition teams. They've got that defensive structure, they've got that solidarity at the back, but it's been moments of quality that have unlocked that Brighton defence. They've made some insane progressive passes in terms of the levels in the league. I think they're 7th in the league in terms of progressive passing. Chance creation, they're 5th in the league as well. So it is about that finishing touch. They've got the exact same XG as Tottenham Hotspur. The differential with Tottenham Hotspur is Harry Kane. And the big thing is Neil Maupay. We're just talking about Harry Kane there. Neil Maupay's massively underperforming. This Brighton side haven't won in 9, and Maupay is underperforming his XG. His XG is 6.1. I think he's got 4 goals, which really isn't good enough for a striker when you look at comparatives in terms of Patrick Bamford with 10 goals in 16. He's doing very well. Maupay is a quality player. We know he is. We've seen Maupay play against Leeds United several times and cause us several problems, scoring goals against us in the Championship quite regularly. So he's going to be revelling in this game. He was always a bit of a... He loved playing against Leeds. He was always giving it that to the fans and giving it one of them as well. So I think he's going to be well up for this game. He always had a bit of a thing for Leeds. I don't know whether or not it was Frank and Brentford and Sergi Canos and Maupay and the Brentford thing which gave him that sort of niggle against Leeds United. But for me, he's going to be well up for this game, and he would absolutely love to get a goal against Leeds United. Graham Potter naturally likes the opposition to be out wide. He likes to push opposition players out wide. The reasoning behind this is because they've got three skyscrapers at the back. You know, you've either got Ben White there, who's 6'1", 6'2". You've then got Lewis Dunk, who's 6'5". Webster, 6'4", 6'5". You've also got the option of Dan Burns, 6'7". So forcing teams out wide, which is naturally where Leeds are pragmatic and dynamic on the wings, with the likes of Rafinha, with the likes of Jack Harrison, it really does play into Brighton's hands. This is where Leeds are going to have to be a bit more innovative. There's going to have to be a lot more involvement from Click going down the middle, and I think that's where Leeds are going to create chances, going down the central area of the pitch, because otherwise the balls are just going to be floated in from Jack Harrison, floated in from Rafinha, and they're going to be easily defended by those absolute monsters at the back. And this is where Leeds need to be intelligent. This is where Leeds need to think on the feet as well. In-game management. We need to start picking Brighton apart up here, not just doing the same things over and over again and getting the same results, which we saw, for example, against Wolverhampton Wanderers. But contradictory to what I said earlier on about the skyscrapers at the back and wanting to force Leeds United out wide, this is going to be very different with the absentee that is Tariq Lamptey, because maybe someone like Alzate, maybe someone like Joel Veltman isn't going to be able to keep up with the pace of someone like Rafinha. You know, that's going to be an absolute field day for Rafinha if he is on his game. We know with Leeds, with the overloads on the wings, the little triangles that we do, Click veering over as well, Bamford veering over to sort of overload that position. Veltman hasn't played there a lot this year, neither has Alzate. That's going to be really interesting, and that's going to be a key battle in this game, and I think that is where Leeds can hurt them, because, you know, if we vary up our balls, they're not just all lump balls into the box, we drive them across the 6-yard box, that's where they're going to have, that's where Brighton are going to have serious problems. Trossard is a player, when you're looking in a sort of attacking sense for Brighton, who is a very good player for me. I really like Trossard. The Belgian is very good on the ball. He likes to hang back as well when the wing-backs are bombing on forward. He'll receive the ball and naturally look for a Danny Welbeck, for an Aaron Connolly, for a Neal Maupay. And that's where Brighton, in an attacking phase, sort of switched to a 3-2-3-2. And yeah, they've got a lot of talent going forward, and Trossard tries to manipulate that. He's very good at doing it. I think there's going to be several, well, I'm going to say two ways that Brighton are going to play against Leeds United. It's either going to be the route one, which we've seen with Brighton quite regularly from the three centre-backs, playing that ball over the top and relying on the aggressiveness of Neal Maupay, relying on the aggressiveness of Aaron Connolly and Danny Welbeck, who are going to be out of this game. But Neal Maupay is going to be absolutely pivotal. You can't really teach what Maupay is. He's a really aggressive, sort of determined striker, and you know, you can't coach that into him. That's embedded within Neal Maupay. So what he'll be doing is he'll be harrying Liam Cooper. He'll be in and around, you know, Pascal Struijk in that defensive midfield role, really trying to unnerve them, and that's what Potter will be instructing Neal Maupay to do. So they're either going to play that way, just over the top, or I think this is the way Brighton will play, which is going to be through the central area. Jan Basuma is an unbelievable footballer, and without disrespect to Brighton as a club and Brighton fans, I don't need to take offence to this. Jan Basuma should be at a top club, and I'm saying a top 4 club. He's a very, very good midfielder, strong, combative, technically gifted, got a lot of finesse as well. A very, very good footballer, and this is where it's going to be interesting with Leeds United, because we've seen with Anguissa, who is sort of a similar player to Basuma really at Fulham, who sort of ripped us apart in the second half in terms of the midfield. We've seen a lot of, because Leeds pushed that extra man forward, a lot of players exposing Leeds through that middle. You know, you'll get Click bombing on, Rodrigo bombing on, the whole Leeds midfield bombing on, apart from Calvin Phillips. And this is where someone like Jan Basuma can really, really hurt Leeds. And that's where I am a little bit worried, to be quite honest with you. I think their main danger is going to be from the midfield and breaking out on Leeds. You know, we're talking about football purists. Potter is one of those. You know, the amount of names he's managed to attract to the Amex has been a credit to him. You know, his football philosophy has completely changed from that of Chris Hughton. It's very progressive, it's very modern era, and I think he's a very good coach. And I do think at some point it's going to turn for them. Hopefully not in this game, but there is, you know, there's a lot of exciting players at Brighton, and I think Leeds are going to have to be on top of our game to beat them in this game. But guys, where do I think Leeds United can beat them? I mean, I like talking about the opposition because I want to give you guys a breakdown. I want to do my research. I want to talk on them. But where can Leeds hurt them? You know, this is a side who haven't won a game, as I've mentioned, in 9 games, which is a big feat. It's a really, really big feat. You know, there's not a lot of confidence in the ranks. They're battered with injuries. And Leeds, you know, we've turned it around a little bit at home at this moment in time. You know, we've beaten Newcastle 5-2. We've then beaten Burnley 1-0. So are we turning it round a little bit at home? The pitch is definitely going to be something to keep an eye on, but Brighton are the exact same. They like playing quick, sharp, passing. They have that passing style, that progressive passing style that Leeds United try to deploy as well, so the pitch could hinder them as well. It's going to be a really, really intriguing game. I think there's going to be a lot of goals in it. I worry a little bit about set pieces with Brighton's height, and you know, the delivery from set pieces is normally very, very good. So Leeds have to be on the top of the game, and this really is a little bit of a banana skin for me for Leeds United. The absence of Calvin Phillips, as I've said, is absolutely huge, because I think Leeds push so many men forward when we're on the attack. You know, Click and Rodrigo are basically the exact same player. There has to be more discipline there with those two. They have to realise that Stroik's a young lad. You know, it's his first Premier League game, really, in this defensive midfield role. He's going to need assistance in the defensive capacity. Leeds have to help him out there. We have to be more intelligent. We cannot just push everybody forward and allow someone like Jan Basuma to bring the ball and carry the ball and start a counter-attack, because Brighton have devastating quality on the counter-attack. We can do that. We're a very good team. We're very good at what we do. And as I've just said, we've seen a little bit of a turn at home. So prediction-wise, guys, I'm going to go with a 2-1 Leeds United win. But once again, as I said, we have to be very, very good. You know, this side for me are better than Burnley. This side are definitely better than West Bromwich Albion. And we have to be on top of our game for this one. They're going to come to Leeds and think, with the promoted side, you know, we're going to give them chances. They're going to come with their tails up, even though they haven't won in 9. So a massive game for both sides. A 2-1 Leeds win would be absolutely monumental. It would be huge in our season. And I think, you know, 26 points, you're looking at relegation and thinking, I think we're going to avoid it this year. You know, 26 points is a very good tally for a newly promoted team. So let me know what you think in the comment section below, guys. I'm really interested to hear your thoughts. As I say, I'm going to go with a 2-1 Leeds United win. Hope you're all doing fantastically well, and I will see you in a bit.